Now, in our last discussion, we discussed about what do you mean by fixed cost, what do you mean by variable cost, total fixed cost and total variable cost. Now, total cost. So, what do you mean by total cost? That is, it is the sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost, right? See here, this is given production in units and total fixed cost, which is fixed for all the units. Whether you produce 0 units, then also your fixed cost will be 100. If you produce 50 units, then also your fixed cost will be 100. And variable cost changes with the number of units of production. And total cost, that is fixed cost plus variable cost. So 100 plus 0, that is total cost for 0 units is 100. Then 100 plus 80, so that is 180. So if you produce 10 units, then your total cost will be 180. If you produce 20 units, then your total cost will be 250. Now here you can see the graph. This line, it shows you the fixed cost. At any unit of production, or whether you produce any unit, your fixed cost is 100. That is, it remains same. Then second comes your variable cost, that is 0, then 80. So this yellow line, it shows your variable cost. So at 0 unit of production, your variable cost is 0. At 10 unit of product units, your variable cost is 80. Then at 20 units, it is 100. Likewise for others. And this gray one line shows you the total cost. Means if you produce 0 units, then your total cost is 100. If you produce 10 units, then your total cost is 180. If you produce 20 units, then your total cost is 250. Here you can see this. Then if you produce 30 units, then your total cost is 310. If you produce 40 units, then your total cost is 390. If you produce 50 units, then it is 490. Cost concepts. Now, different types of cost. Marginal cost. So, what do you mean by marginal cost? It is the additional to the cost associated with one more or one additional unit of output. That is, if we produce one more unit of production, then what is the additional cost to it? That is called marginal cost. Average total cost, that is the total cost divided by total output, or you can say total production, the cost per unit of production. Average variable cost, that is total variable cost divided by output, that is total production, and the average variable cost per unit of production. And then comes the average fixed cost. So average fixed cost, that is total fixed cost divided by total production unit. So the average fixed cost per unit of production. Let us take an example. For example, our company total fixed cost is rupees 50,000. And we produce 1000 units, right? So what will be our average fixed cost over here? That is total fixed cost, that is 50,000 divided by output or total production unit, that is 1000. So 50,000 divided by 1000, so that is equal to 50 rupees. Now average fixed cost, that is, it is the cost of per unit of output. How to find cost of per unit of output? That is total fixed cost divided by total production unit. Now here one thing we can see that when the production increases, the total fixed cost, it will get distributed among the more units. So therefore the increase in production, average fixed cost will decrease, and therefore average fixed cost curve is a downward sloping curve. Why it is a downward sloping curve? Very simple calculation. See, your fixed cost remains fixed whether you produce 0 units or 20 or 30, right? So as you produce more unit, your fixed cost get divided among that many number of units. See here, this is your output in units. and your total fixed cost is 100. So what will be your average fixed cost? That is 100 divided by 10. That is per unit it will be 10. Suppose now if you produce 20 units instead of 10 units, your fixed cost will remain same, that is 100 rupees. So now what will be your per unit of out cost? That is 100 divided by 20. So that is 5 rupees. So you can see that as the number of units has increased, your average fixed cost per unit decreased from 10 to 5 rupees. And same way here, 30, 40 and 50. Now if you produce 50 units, so then what will be your per unit cost? That is 2 rupees. That is 100 divided by 50. So as you can see that as more number of units are produced, your average fixed cost decreases. So that's why your average fixed cost curve is a downward sloping curve. Now let us draw this diagram how it is. See, for 10 units of output, your per unit is 10 rupees per unit cost. And if you produce 20 units, then your per unit cost is 5 rupees. If you produce 30 units, then your per unit cost is 3.3. So it will be somewhere here between 2 and 4, right? So that is 3.3. If you produce 40 units of output, then what will be your per unit? That is 2.5. So it will be here. And if you produce 50 units of output, then your per unit will be 2 rupees. So as you can see that as the number of units or production increases, your per unit cost, average fixed cost decreases. So that's why this curve is a downward sloping curve, right? Now average variable cost. So what do you mean by average variable cost? That is total variable cost of a firm divided by the total units produced, or you can say that is the total variable cost divided by the total production or units of production. That is ABC is equal to TVC upon TP. That is total variable cost upon total production. Now let us take an example. Suppose if the total variable cost of a firm is 150 rupees and a firm produces 20 units of output, then what will be the average variable cost? So the average variable cost will be 150 divided by 20. So that will give you 7.5 rupees. Or you can say if your total variable cost is 200 rupees and total production is 20 units. So then average variable cost will be 200 divided by 20. So that will give you 10 rupees, right? Now here in average variable cost, how does it differ from the average fixed cost? Your average fixed cost curve was downward sloping, right? Because as the unit of production increases, the per unit cost was decreasing. But here it is not so. Here what will be happen? As the output will increase, your average variable cost will also increase because it is directly associated with the number of unit of production. So initially with the increase in production, average variable cost will decrease, but when it will become minimum, after that what will happen? It will start increasing, right? So it means that it has a relation with the volume of production, means how much production is done, it directly relates with that variable cost, right? Let us understand it with the help of a diagram. See here, this is given your output in units and here your total variable cost is given, and average variable cost, that is total variable cost divided by total unit of production or your output. If you produce 10 units, then your total variable cost is 180. So what will be average variable cost? That is 180 divided by 10. So that will give you 8 rupees. If your unit of production increases to 20 rupees, then your total variable cost is 150 rupees. So average variable cost will be 150 divided by 20. So that will give you 7.5 rupees. Same way we can find for each and every unit here, like 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. Now as you can see that as the units number of units are increasing, your total variable cost is also increasing, because it is directly associated with the number of units produced. So if you produce 60 units, your total variable cost is 500, and per unit cost we will find 500 divided by 60, so it will give us 8.33. Now here you can see that average variable cost, it is increasing. After it decreases little, what happens? See here, it starts increasing. In initial stage it will decrease and then it will start increasing. Okay, let us have a look at the diagram. If you produce 10 units, then your average variable cost is 8 rupees. If you produce 20 units, then your average variable cost is 7.5. If you produce 30 units, then your average variable cost is 7 rupees. If you produce 40 units, then your average variable cost is 7.25. If you produce 50 units, then your average variable cost is 7.8. If you produce 60 units, then your average variable cost is 8.33. And if you produce 70 units, then your average variable cost is 8.85. So as you can see, in the initial stage, the average variable cost decreases, but after that it starts increasing, right? So this is your average variable cost, and the formula for finding average variable cost is total variable cost divided by the output or total production, or you can say units of production. Now comes average cost. So what is average cost? It is the cost of per unit of production. Average cost. Average cost is also known as average total cost, and it is found out by dividing total cost by units of production. So the formula we can say for average total cost or average cost is total cost divided by total production or units of production. And what do you mean by total cost? That is your fixed cost plus variable cost. Let us understand with the help of an example. This is your production in unit, total cost, that is fixed cost plus variable cost, and this is your average cost. Average cost is, that is total cost divided by the output or total production. If you produce 1 unit, then your total cost is 9 rupees. So average cost is 9 divided by 1, that is 9 rupees. If you produce 2 units, then your total cost is 16. So your average cost will be 16 divided by 2. So that is equal to 8 rupees. If you produce 3 units, then your total cost is 21 rupees. So that is equal to 21 divided by 3. That is average cost is 7 rupees. If your production unit is 4 rupees and total cost is 28. So your average cost is 28 divided by 4. That is 7 rupees. Same way for the 5, 6, 7. If you produce 7 units, your total cost is 70. Then your average cost is total cost divided by the total production. So 70 divided by 7. So that will give you 10 rupees. Right? Now here, diagram we can say, at 1 unit, your average cost is 9 rupees. At 2 units of production, your average cost, total cost is 8 rupees. At 3 units, it is 7. At 4 units of production, again it is 7. At 5 units of production, it is 8. At 6 units of production, it is 9. And at 7 units of production, it is 10. Now what can we interpret from this diagram or this data? We can say that as the level of output increases, your total cost also increases, right? But initially what will happen? Initially your average cost will fall or it will decrease. See, initially in starting period your average cost is falling, but after that what happens? It remains constant for some time. It remains constant and then subsequently it rises, right? Here also you can see the pattern. First it decreases, then it remains constant and then it rises, right? So here your average cost curve, we can say it becomes a U-shaped, right? Now come a very important topic, that is marginal cost. What do you mean by marginal cost? That is, with the increase or decrease of 1 unit in total production, whatever changes take place in total cost is known as marginal cost. In simple terms, if I say, by adding 1 more unit of production, whatever changes takes place, either increase or decrease, whatever changes takes place in the total cost, that is your marginal cost, right? And marginal cost formula, we can say that it is TCN minus TCN minus 1, that is N is for number of units and marginal cost of N units of output. Now we can say that marginal cost, it is independent of fixed cost, right? So we can say that the marginal cost is the result of change in variable cost when production decrease from N and it goes to N minus 1. Then increase in the total variable cost is equal to the marginal cost with the change in production of output. Let us see this example. Output is given, total cost, and here we are finding the marginal cost. Now see, at 1 unit your total cost is 9. So here marginal cost is also 9. Then it comes at 2 units. So at 2 units your total cost is 16 and marginal cost is 7. How does this marginal cost come? See, we have added here 1 more unit, right? So by adding 1 more unit, how much your total cost has increased? How you can find? 16 minus 9. So 16 minus 9 is 7. So that is your marginal cost. By increasing or decreasing 1 unit in total production, whatever change take place in your total cost, that is your marginal cost. Then comes here third unit. When you produce the third unit, so what happens? Your total cost is 21 and marginal cost, that is 21 minus 16. 1 more unit you are adding, so from the previous total cost you will deduct that particular amount. So 21 minus 16, that will give you 5. Then if you produce 4 units, then your total cost is 28. So that is your marginal cost will be 7, that is 28 minus 21, that will give you 7. If you produce 5 units, then your total cost is 40. So what will be your marginal cost? That is 40 minus 28. Same way for the 6th unit you can find it out, and same way for the 7th. If you produce 7 units of output, then your total cost is 70. So what will be your marginal cost? That is 70 minus 54. So that will be your marginal cost. So I hope you understood what do you mean by marginal cost. That is, by adding 1 more unit of production, what is the changes in your total cost? So that is called the marginal cost. Now here, if we plot this in our diagram, that is at 1 unit your marginal cost is 9 rupees, at 2 units your marginal cost is 7 rupees, at 3 units your marginal cost is 5 rupees, at 4 units your marginal cost is 7 rupees, at 5 units your marginal cost is 12 rupees, at 6 units your marginal cost is 14 rupees, and at 7 units your marginal cost is 16. Now what can we say about this diagram? So we can say that it looks like a hockey stick, right? This diagram, the shape of this diagram is like a hockey stick. And what can we say about it? So we can say that in the beginning, what happens in the beginning here, marginal cost decreases as the total average cost decreases initially. But after some time, what happens here? After some time, there is a increase. Right? There is an increase because initially with the increase in production, total variable cost also increases. Now, interrelationship between average cost and marginal cost. What is the relationship between average cost and marginal cost? Now, average cost curve was U-shaped and your marginal cost curve was like a hockey stick. Okay, remember it in that way. Let us see here. Output is given, total cost, average cost, how to find you know, and marginal cost, how to find you know, right? Now here, cost per unit of output is called the average cost, and the marginal cost is the cost increased to produce one extra unit of the commodity. So producer in long run, he decides to continue the production when price of a commodity is more than the average cost. And if in short run, he will take the decision to continue the production if the price of commodity is more than the marginal cost. So likewise, both the things are very important, that is average cost as well as the marginal cost. Now here average cost they found, so that is total cost divided by the total production. Marginal cost, that is by using one more unit, that is 35 minus 20, that is 15. 45 minus 35, that is 10. By adding one more unit of output, what difference does it make in your total cost? So on the basis of this data, again we will draw these two diagrams. How to plot, you know, unit column and average cost column. So that will give you average cost curve and unit column and marginal cost curve. So this will give you marginal cost curve. This hockey stick, you should remember, it is your marginal cost curve. And where this both intersects here, right? So this is your average cost curve and this is your marginal cost curve. Now what can we say about the marginal cost and average cost, or the interrelationship between both? You can interpret it on the basis of three things. When your marginal cost is less than your average cost, that is when your marginal cost is less than your average cost. So initially the average cost decreases, then the marginal cost also decreases, but marginal cost decreases more rapidly, that is it decreases more rapidly as compared to the average cost. So that is why when marginal cost curve is decreasing, it remains below the average cost curve, right? Second point is when both of them are equal, that is when marginal cost is equal to average cost. So that time when average cost is minimum, at that time marginal cost curve, it intersects with the average cost curve from below, and then the marginal cost and average cost becomes equal. Here this is your average cost curve and marginal cost it intersects with from the below. And third one is when your marginal cost curve, that is this is your marginal cost curve, is greater than average cost curve. So when marginal cost curve intersects the average cost curve, then both of them starts to increase. But as this marginal cost decreases at faster rate, same way it increase also at a very rapid or fast rate. So after the point your marginal cost is rapid, then the increase in average cost curve. So therefore the marginal cost curve is above the average cost curve in the given diagram. Now concept of revenue. Now whatever all this discussion we did, it is for what? It is because of revenue. What we will earn, how much we will earn, how we can increase our profit, right? That all things always a producer thinks and decide. So here concept of revenue is very important point. Now what is the total revenue? So total revenue means by selling of products units, money received by firm is known as revenue. That is by selling whatever the goods he has produced, whatever money the producer received, that is called his revenue or income, you can say. So this income is known as the total revenue or the sales revenue, we can say. And firm's total income, it is based on main two things, that is price per unit and total sale. That is at what price he is selling his commodity and what is the total sale or total units he is selling in the market. Now let us try to understand it with the help of an example. Now total revenue, you know what unit he has sold and into price of a commodity. Now suppose if a firm is producing pen and the cost of per unit is the per unit market price of pen is 50 rupees and total sales of firm is 100 units of pen, then what will be the total revenue? So the total revenue will be 100 units he has sold, so that is 100, and price per pen is 50 rupees, so 100 into 50, so his total revenue will be 5000 rupees, right? So if sale of unit, that is if number of units sold will increase, then his total revenue will increase. If number of units sold it will decrease, then his total revenue will decrease, right? Now what is the formula for average revenue? That is total revenue divided by total sale, or total sale we can also call it as quantity sold. For example, if a firm has sold 1000 units of pen and total revenue is 50,000, so total revenue is 50,000 and 1000 units he has sold, that is total units, so 50,000 divided by 1000, so your average revenue is rupees 50. And next come the marginal revenue, that is the additional revenue the firm receives from the sale of each unit. The formula is MRN is equal to RN minus RN minus 1, that is N is for number of units sold, right? One more additional unit, what effect does it have? Now let us take an example for this. Like in earlier one we have sold the 1000 units of pen he has sold at rupees 50, so the total revenue was 1000. Now if the firm decides to sell or sell 1001 units, that is one more unit if the firm decides to sell, then the total revenue will be 50,045 as per the formula, right? So the marginal revenue we can find out as 50,045 minus here 50,000. So your marginal revenue is rupees 45. Fine. Now what are the rules of production? That is, a firm should produce an amount such that marginal revenue equals marginal cost unless the price is less than the average variable cost. Now here in perfect competition what happens? Your market price is equal to your average revenue and it is equal to your marginal revenue, that is all these things become equal in perfect competition or competitive market. Now revenue curve in perfectly competitive market. Now this is your total revenue curve, and here what happens? Here your price is equal to your marginal revenue and it is equal to your average revenue. This all the three things become equal in perfectly competitive market. It intersects, we can say this total revenue curve intersects at a 45-degree angle at a 0 point, right?